Welcome to Wednesday and the third day of August, third day of the week. Well, I guess fourth day of the week, but third day of the work week, we should say. But good to be with you this morning or this afternoon, whenever it is you're watching, whatever time it is that you're watching this Power Up. We had quite the light show early this morning with some thunderstorms on that. And so I guess it would be could we call it sights and sounds? I don't know if you can call it that or not, but we had quite the show early this morning. But glad you're on today. Hopefully, our power up finds you well. We're going to be at Proverbs 27, and if you would join me, verse number 25, Proverbs 27 and verse number 25. The Bible reminds us and says this: it says, "The hay appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and herbs of the mountains are gathered. The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are the price of the field. And thou shalt have goats milk enough for thy food, and for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance of thy maidens." Okay, now say, okay, what in the world are we reading about here? Well, I wanted to kind of just share a couple of thoughts as I read these verses. Obviously, these are fairly unique in the fact that maybe there's not so much practical application for us that we've not as much practical application as we've seen in other places throughout the book of Proverbs here. But I wanted to kind of just share a couple of basic thoughts for us as we consider these verses. And so, kind of go back with me just for a moment and let's see if we can gain a couple of things. Look once again, verse number 25. We kind of see a progression in things. Okay. Verse 25, "The hay appeareth, the tender grass showeth itself, and herbs of the mountains are gathered." And so we see, first of all, we kind of see really God's provision, God's taking care of the earth. And we kind of see the natural um, cycle of the earth and the different seasons of growth that happen. We see hay, we see tender grass, we see herbs in the mountains that are growing. Those are really things that we don't control. And if we're honest, we don't control much in this world, but God controls it all. And so we see God's providing at the most simplest of things here in providing hay, grass, herb. Now, let's look at the significance. Let's look at this next step, if you can, in this cycle that we find ourselves in, this cycle of life. Verse 26, "The lambs are for thy clothing, the goats are the price of the field." Think about it now. What is it that these lambs, these goats eat? Well, they eat of the hay, they eat of the grass, they eat of the herbs that grow in the mountains. And so we see this progression. So God grows things. God uses those things that grow, that hay, that grass, to feed sheep, to feed the goats, and in turn, what do we get? The goats, or I'm sorry, the sheep, the lambs, they provide clothing through their wool. We see clothing, and so and then the goats are the price of the field. And so being able to trade and sell goats and all of that, and we'll look at another use for them. But goats having their value for many different reasons. Obviously, some of those reasons, obviously, they would be good for food and those types of things. And so we've got at its root the grass, the hay, God using that to feed the animals, which the animals then are used for mankind's purpose. Okay. Verse 27, we saw that the sheep, the lambs for clothing, and thou shalt have goats, milk enough for thy food. Okay. For the food of thy household. And so you'll be able to feed your family, be able to have milk, and you can make the cheeses and all the stuff that you can do with milk. There's so much that you can do with milk. There's lotions and all that. Anyway, we're not going to get into all of that. And then it says, "And for the maintenance of thy maidens, for their physical well-being, for their nourishment, for their food. Now, you say, okay, that's great. Man, just look at how we are blessed, how God has thought everything through. He grows the hay, grows the grass, grows the herb to feed the sheep, feed the goats, and the animals are to be used for us. We are to have dominion over those animals, and they God provides the food for them, provides them for us. So that they can meet our needs in regards to clothing, in regards to food. Think about it now. We're talking an almighty God that created us. And we get that. We read the early chapters of Genesis. We see how he created things, and then he provides for us. And by him all things consist. God just didn't create us and let it go. But you know what? He continues to provide. He continues to bless. And let's always be mindful of that. Hey, we're never alone. Uh, God is there. God is providing. God is working. Hey, even when sometimes we don't see it, even when sometimes we don't maybe feel it, know this, okay, that in the next meal that you eat, God has provided. God has worked things out from the very beginning, from man, the animals eating their food. God is still looking out for us in providing that. That's truly remarkable to think about. Man, we are so loved by the Lord. Think about it now. With everything that God does for us, okay, he sent his son to die for us, provided that salvation, okay. He's working in our lives to mold us and shape us into the image of his son. He is walking us through times of trial. He's helping us to overcome temptation. We're not tempted above that which he is able, and he will provide for us a way of escape from temptation. And then, you know what? Hey, I'm going to give you enough grass so that the goats, the sheep can eat, so that you can have clothing from the sheep's wool, so that you can have milk from the goats. Hey, I care about you even in the simplest things. That's incredible. What a tremendous God we serve. He truly loves, he truly cares about us. And then, we're pretty blessed here in the U.S. We are as Americans, we are the top 1% in the world. And man, we've been given so much financially that sometimes we can look past this thought that, you know what, God is there, making these simple things happen and providing for us. That's true love. That's true caring. And that's the kind of God that we serve. And I'm so thankful for that. Okay, I'm going to leave you a couple of thoughts. Those are kind of some maybe some different verses for us, but some good thoughts, I think, and not much, if you will, personal application, but just reminders of how special we are to God. All right, let me give a couple shout outs to those of you who are watching. Before we do that, though, let me remind you of what's coming up. Don't forget, tonight is Wednesday. And I know we've had a little bit of rain. We've had some thunder and lightning, but we're going to still go ahead. It looks like things are clearing up and there's less chance of rain in the evening here. And so we're going to still, as of right now, go ahead with our Sunday school picnic. That'll be at Beaver Creek Township Park. And so I hope that you'll be there for that. And that'll be tonight at 6:00. And just look forward to just a time to just relax, fellowship with one another. And man, that's so important. And just reflect on some things and just enjoy some sweet fellowship and some good food. And so that'll be at Beaver Creek Township Park tonight at 6:00, our Sunday school picnic. So please keep that in mind. Hope to see you then. All right, let me give a couple shout outs here to those who are watching on Facebook Live. I want to encourage you, be sure to like, share, and comment so that others may join in and comment. I love looking at your comments throughout the day. So here we go. Lynette, good morning to you. Thank you for watching from Arkansas. Hope our Power Up finds you well. Cliff and Karen, good morning to you. And trust that you'll have a great day. Ingrid, good morning. Have a wonderful day. Love you. And we'll try to stay out of the rain, I guess, there, and have a great day. Jean, good morning to you. Have a wonderful day as well. Charlie and Marcia, good morning. Good to have you on. Brian and Cindy, have an awesome day as well. Jody, good morning to you. Hope our Power Up finds you well. Bill, thank you so much for being on this morning. And I too, Cliff and Karen, am thankful for that rain and that light show. That thunder came in. There are a couple of good cracks of thunder there this morning. And man, exciting. Paula, good morning to you. Hope that you are well. Been praying for you. I know you had some doctor's appointments and that earlier this week, so I've been praying for you. Dennis and Geraldine, good morning to you. Hope you didn't get rained out this morning, but rather enjoy that. Hopefully you do as well. David, good morning, and have a wonderful day. All right, Lord bless you all. Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning. And if you can make it to our picnic this afternoon or this evening at 6 o'clock, we'd love to have you. Have a wonderful day.